We are told that to build a billion-dollar business, you need a revolutionary idea. You need to invent the future, because that's how billion-dollar companies are built. But the Samwer brothers proved that is a lie. You don't need a new idea, you just need someone else's. They didn't waste time trying to be original. They looked at companies that were already working in the US, and they just hit Control-C. They copied the code, they copied the design, and they launched it faster and harder than the original founders ever could. The result? A $5 billion empire built without a single original thought. Founders called them thieves. Silicon Valley hated them. But they proved one uncomfortable truth: execution eats innovation for breakfast. This is the story of three German brothers who stole others' ideas and made billions. It all started in 1998. Three brothers from Germany, Mark, Oliver, and Alexander Samwer, took a trip to Silicon Valley. They saw the dot-com boom happening right in front of them. People were getting rich overnight, but the brothers noticed something very specific. The most successful websites in America didn't exist back home in Europe. They didn't decide to invent something new. They decided to play a game of geographic arbitrage. They looked at a fast-growing American website called eBay. They went back to Germany and they built Alando. But they didn't just make a similar auction site. They copied eBay pixel for pixel. The layout, the colors, the fonts. It was an exact clone. They launched it, and they grew it aggressively. Just 100 days later, eBay realized they had a massive problem. They wanted to expand into Europe, but these three brothers had already stolen their exact business model and captured the European market. eBay panicked. To get rid of the threat, they bought Alando from the brothers. The price? $43 million. In today's terms, that's well over $100 million. For 100 days of work copying someone else's homework, they were millionaires. And that is when the brothers realized a dangerous truth: they could do this forever. If you get away with a robbery once, you are lucky, but if you do it 100 times, it's no longer a crime. It's a business model. The brothers took their millions and started a company called Rocket Internet. But Rocket wasn't a normal startup investor. It was a clone factory. Their business model was Ruthless, and it worked in 3 simple steps. Step 1. Watch Silicon Valley like a hawk. Find a startup that is getting popular but hasn't expanded globally yet. Step 2. Copy it immediately. Step 3. Hire hundreds of people to sell it in Europe before the American company even wakes up. Let's look at Groupon. When Groupon started exploding in the US, the Samwers instantly built a clone called CityDeal. Oliver Samwer, the most aggressive of the brothers, ran these companies like a military general. He was famous for sending insane emails to his employees. They worked their teams to the bone, and within just 5 months, CityDeal was dominating Europe. Just like eBay, Groupon was forced to the negotiating table. Groupon bought CityDeal for an estimated $170 million. The ransom strategy was working perfectly. The Samwers were essentially holding European markets hostage, and Silicon Valley giants were paying the bill. But then, they got even greedier. They set their sights on the holy grail of tech: social media. When a little website called Facebook started taking over American colleges, the brothers threw their weight behind a German clone called StudiVZ. And when I say clone, I mean it was a shameless daylight robbery. They used the exact same layout, the exact same fonts. They even used the exact same shade of Facebook blue. They copied it so fast they even accidentally left some of Facebook's original source code hidden on their pages. Usually, American CEOs just threw money at the brothers to make them go away. But the biggest nerd of Silicon Valley was pissed. Mark Zuckerberg was not going to negotiate with copycats. He threw a billionaire tantrum, unleashed an army of lawyers, and sued them in a massive legal war. So, did the brothers back down and apologize? Of course not. They used Zuckerberg's angry lawsuit as free marketing to get more users. And before Zuck could even get a judge to shut them down, they sold the clone to a massive publishing group for around 85 million euros. They walked away with giant bags of cash while Zuckerberg was still stuck doing legal paperwork. Another perfect heist. The clone factory kicked into overdrive. They cloned Zappos and called it Zalando. They cloned Pinterest and called it Pinspire. They cloned Stripe and called it Payleven. Silicon Valley founders were furious. They called them parasites. They called them thieves. But the brothers didn't care about being liked. They cared about winning. Until one day they picked a fight with the wrong company. By 2011, Airbnb was the hottest company in tech. The Samwer brothers smelled blood. They spun up their factory and launched their biggest clone yet, Wimdu. Within weeks, the brothers hired 400 employees for Wimdu. Airbnb only had 40. They opened offices all over the world, copying Airbnb's website perfectly. Then, they went to Brian Chesky, the CEO of Airbnb, and demanded a buyout. Chesky was terrified. He was warned that if he didn't buy Wimdu, the Samwers would crush his company globally. But Chesky did something nobody else had done. He said no. He realized that the Samwers had a fatal flaw. They were mercenaries, not missionaries. The Samwers didn't actually care about the product or the customers. They only cared about quick cash. Chesky bet that Airbnb's passion and community would beat the Samwers' cold, hard metrics. And he was right. Airbnb fought back, expanded into Europe, and eventually Wimdu fizzled out. Silicon Valley cheered. The bad guys had finally lost. But if you think the brothers gave up, you are completely wrong. They realized Silicon Valley was catching on. So they stopped holding Americans hostage, and they looked at the rest of the world. Places like Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia. Places that Amazon and Uber were completely ignoring. They built Lazada, the Amazon of Southeast Asia. Did they invent e-commerce? No. But they brought it to millions of people who didn't have it yet. A few years later, they sold Lazada to Alibaba for over $3 billion. They built Jumia, the Amazon of Africa, and took it public. By ignoring the rules of originality, the Samwer brothers built a net worth of over $5 billion. So, why does Silicon Valley hate them? Because the Samwer brothers exposed a massive crack in the tech industry's ego. We love to worship the idea. We love to think that you have to be a creative genius to get rich. But business doesn't care about who thought of it first. Business cares about who executes it best. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. If you see a business model working in another country, another city, or even just another industry, you don't have to be original, you just have to be fast. If you want more uncomfortable truths about how the business world actually works, hit the subscribe button right now. See you in the next one.